The Vegas odds makers opened with a 7 win total for the Minnesota Vikings, but that number has since moved up to just 7.5 at Bovada, with the over and the under trading on par at -115 NFL odds. On that line, I'm going with the under here. I hate it for Adrian Peterson and the Vikings, but I don't see how the odds makers think the Vikings can crack 7.5 wins this season. 7 games are against playoff contenders from last season. They're playing in a division with Green Bay and the Detroit Lions, and 10 of their games are against teams who finished last season 500 or better. Okay, so first off, they open with the most intimidating 4-game stretch I've seen of any of the schedules we've discussed so far. Week 1, Colin Kaepernick at San Francisco. Week 2, divisional rival Detroit Lions on a short week. And dun dun dun, the Denver Broncos on the road, all leading up to that bye week in Week 5. Then Week 7, they will head to Detroit to take on the Lions again, and Matt Stafford and Calvin Johnson will take the W on that game. Then, of course, they will fall to the Packers in Week 11. Look, I don't care if the Vikings have home field advantage. Adrian Peterson is playing the best game of his career. Minnesota is facing primetime beatdown against what could be the best team in the league. Week 13 versus the Seahawks. Russell Wilson versus Teddy Bridgewater next. Then another loss to the Cardinals in Week 14. The Vikings are not only going to be beaten down and exhausted after playing the Seahawks, but they are on a short week playing Sunday to Thursday. Ouch. Then Week 15, the Giants descend on the Vikings, and in their last 2 meetings, Eli Manning pounded on the Vikings, and I don't see that changing this season, although Adrian Peterson might make for a more interesting show and a close game. Then the Vikings will once again get waxed by the Packers in their season finale, since by that point, Minnesota will know they won't be making the playoffs, and Green Bay will be looking to finish very strong. Now, I didn't include any of the toss-ups I think we could see with the Vikings as well, including Week 3 versus the Chargers, Week 6 versus the Chiefs at home, possible win versus the Falcons in Week 12, and 1 win there versus the Chicago Bears either in Week 8 or Week 15. Count them up. We'll even count all those toss-ups as wins here. The Vikings will still finish with a 7-9 record to end the season. Look, I'll put it to you this way. Adrian Peterson is one hell of an athlete, but Teddy Bridgewater is a rookie quarterback and will take this season as his season for growth. It's not a year to win. If Bridgewater can lead the Vikings to an 8-8 finish this season despite this nightmare of a schedule, I'll be more than impressed. But until then, forgive the skepticism. I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings to go under the total of 7.5.